Hello, how are you?
Good day, doctor. And
Yeah,
thank you very much for the presentation.
yeah,
So I just have one question about the maybe when we're using the maybe interface like Weka for support vector machine.
yeah.
So do we get to choose the dimension that we want to use? Maybe how do we push it to the higher dimension? Or we just do it by alternating the canal functions? So that's what I
Okay,
just wanted to understand.
okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. You see, uh, one of the unique capability, like formation of support vector machine, is that capability. So when you work with support vector machine, so instead of trying to treat data, this data is simple. You don't need to start looking at your data that this data is simple or not simple. Assume that it's not simple. That's why every data set is subjected to a kernel function directly. The moment you get your data set, a particular kernel function is applied to it. If ordinarily the data is separable, that's fine. It works fine without any issue. In fact, if data is linearly separable, apply any kernel function will work on that kind of data. However, if your data is not linearly separable, then you have to start to do the hyperparameter optimization. This is the work of hyperparameter optimization. You don't have to specify which level of dimension you want to push it to. It depends on the kernel function you want to use. For example, we have different kernel function. We have Gaussian kernel function. Let me show a couple of maybe example of that kernel. You can see here. We have linear. There's even the linear kernel function, which could be the default. It means your data retains whatever they have. We have the polynomial kernel function, and then the Gaussian kernel function. And you can see their formula. So this is very popular, very popular. Also, people say it's popular in image processing, but I always say that let the data speak. Let the data speak. It could be popular on image processing. Sometimes it might not work for image processing. These two used to work for me a lot, Gaussian and polynomial. If Gaussian fail, polynomial do work. If polynomial fail, Gaussian will work. So you have to do hyperparameter optimization. If you choose to go for polynomial, then you have to select later what is the degree of the polynomial you are using. This is the one you have to specify during the hyperparameter optimization. Okay, degree 2, degree 3, degree 4. How many? Of course, the more the degree, the more the computational complexity. So your training is going to take a lot of time, and support vector machine is noted for taking too much time during training. However, once you train it successfully and you're able to identify the optimal hyperplane and you select the support vectors, the remaining one becomes very easy. So you're going to try radial basis network is also there. Radial basis function is there. So you have to try which one is going to work for the particular data I'm actually addressing. So if your data need to go to a higher dimensional, particular maybe polynomial might be the one that is going to work for you. So it depends on the nature of the data set. And that's why, as we've covered earlier, we always try to follow the principle. Once you get your data, don't assume anything is going to work for you. Or some people just use the default parameter and they say, oh, we solved the problem. One got 92%, the other one got 93%. If you use default parameter, you are not being fair to the algorithms. You have to do hyperparameter optimization for each of them. And for support vector machine, among the very important hyperparameter, in fact, the first hyperparameter optimization you should do is for kernel, because kernel is the main secret behind support vector machine. When you use the appropriate kernel, in fact, we've had a case whereby from 40% accuracy, you can jump to 95% accuracy by just selecting the appropriate kernel, even 99 sometimes. So it's so powerful and so unique if you pick the right kernel. Which kernel will work for me, depending on your data set. Again, always remember the principle of let the data speak. I hope I answer your question. Thank you.
Yes, doctor. Thank you very much.
Barakallahu Fiik. Okay, Mr. Chris, you have the floor.
Well, Prof. Thank you, Prof, for the class. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Prof, what I wanted to ask is in relation to regression. I believe that the class is on classification, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a little bit on support vector regression.
Yeah.
In that case, if someone is carrying out research on regression problem,
Yeah.
how can you maybe speak on that on regression problem, since what you're talking about here is more on a classification problem?
Thank you
side.
very yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Chris. You're welcome. Like I said, support vector machine was actually made for classification originally. Of course, later, as the application goes on and the popularity keeps spreading, then the idea of regression actually came in. And they were able to have a same working principle, but this time around now, they now try to extend it to regression problem. But the same principle this still holds. So we're going to make sure that I will take note of this. And before we finally end the series of support vector machine, I'm going to make a presentation of what if we have support vector regression, what are the principles, what are the differences between support vector regression and the classification. So they were able to just make some little, usually if you have a regression problem, you can easily solve a classification problem with it, because you just need to solve the regression and then bring in nonlinear function like a sigmoidal function that will generate, is this class 0 or class 1? So from regression, it's easy to move to classification. But from classification, it's not easy to move to regression. So support vector machine has to come up with some other special considerations on how can you use support vector machine to cover the regression aspect of your problem. However, it still follows the same principle of you have to do the hyperparameter optimization, you have to select the appropriate kernel. And actually, as a matter of fact, support vector machine, which is the original one developed for classification, it doesn't work for classification. Sorry, it doesn't work for regression. SVM, we call it SVM, support vector machine, SVM. So the other one is called SVR, support vector regression. You see, they have to develop a new one because, like I said, if you start with regression, you can convert the result of regression to classification, but not the other way around. So a totally different idea of support vector machine, of course, still following the principle of higher dimension, pushing to higher dimension and selecting the appropriate kernel method will be used for SVR. However, it has a special formulation that, inshallah, we hope to deal with before we end the series on SVR. Thank you very much for the question. Yeah. I hope it's clear, Mr. Chris.
Yes, please, Prof. It's clear. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Mohammed Balogun.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Your class are so priceless, actually, because I've been trying to wrap my head around this SVM for a long time.
Thank you.
But the way you explain it is exemplary, sir. So
Thank you very much.
I wish you can dissect more algorithms for us like this, that we understand better what is actually going on under the hood, and so will actually improve the performance of our model. So that is just, I just want to commend your efforts, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I wish you all the best and everybody. So yeah, highly noted. So in the past also, we've actually, maybe you might have to refer to some of our earlier videos, perhaps maybe before you join us. So where we discuss some of the algorithms like k-nearest neighbor, decision tree, neighbors, and also for that. So your comment is noted. We'll also try once in a while also to look in detail into some of the algorithms so that you can have more details about what is going on inside them. So, and hopefully that will also serve as motivation for you and to be able to use it and appropriately in the way that can improve your work. So, Barakallahu Fiqh. Thank you very much. So, I think this is, those are the questions we have for the day. So I think this is where we're going to have it. So we recommend for us to always check out some of our previous videos and then see and note down, and do also let us have feedback. So you can feel free to communicate. So your feedback, what do you think we should address? So I've been getting a couple of questions regarding support vector machine. This is why I decided it's okay. I think it's good for us to discuss support vector machine so that we can clarify things for people. It's one of the methods that I really recommend for you, especially if your data set is not very much. It has a unique way of performing excellently well in the face of few data samples. Very unique. And we discussed it briefly. We are going to discuss again. Why is it unique? Why is it able to perform when other algorithms are not able to perform? So these are some of the unique properties and attributes of support vector machine that we are going to be checking. And also later on, we will look at other algorithms, as the case may be. You always will welcome to make suggestions or communicate, get across whatever algorithms that we want us to also look at. Your feedback is welcome, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Alaikum salam, Mr. Muhammad.
Sir, please, have you done any class on deep learning before? Maybe I can go and search for it.
Okay, no, I got comment on that. We are going to work on that. Inshallah, it's on our on our list now. I got some feedback on that, so we didn't do deep learning. So because we were working with non-professional people in computer, so mostly, so we don't want to bother people at the beginning. But now as people are getting comfortable, so we are going to be expanding the coverage little by little. Yeah. So we are planning to work on the deep learning. So especially for people who might be interested in using image-based systems. Thank you.
Sir, thanks, sir. I look forward to that.
You are welcome.
Okay.
Inshallah. Okay, thank you very much. I think this is where we're going to have it for the day. Thank you all for coming, and then hope you also benefit others by inviting your friends, your colleagues, to let them have a look at our repository of videos and take their benefit. Thank you all. Wish you all the best. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Prof.